Tamaki. Hello, I'm so glad to can talk with you today. I'm so excited. Your first time in Mexico in September.
Thank you, Roger. I'm very happy to, and very much looking forward to practice with you live, meet Mexican practitioner, and discover your country.
It's amazing. I understand it's your first time in Mexico or it's your first time in America.
No, I come in North America usually twice a year, in Canada and in the US, and I've been many times in South America in French Guiana. Uh, but Central America and especially Mexico would be the first time.
I'm so interested about what you will think about our food.
Oh, your food.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
Ne-
in France, there is not many Mexican restaurants, but every time I go in New York, I try to go and eat some Mexican food. But I'm really looking forward to eat the true stuff because I'm sure, when I eat Chinese in France, this is French Chinese. This is very different from Chinese in China, and I'm quite sure that what I have tasted in New York is probably very different from your food.
yeah, it's interesting. It's very spicy and very hot sometimes.
Okay.
So be ready. Okay, Leo, can you tell us what motivated to you choose Mexico destination for this seminar?
uh, One thing is I've seen you practice. So we had a discussion a few years ago, and I went and looked at what kind of practice you do. Because, of course, I'm always interested in meeting people from new countries. So Mexico would be a new country for me, so that was an important point. But another thing also is that I think that I can connect with the person inviting me. If I see in a video that the person who contacted me is doing something very different, then I think we have very little to share, and it can be very difficult, to be polite and nice, but you're looking for different things in practice. So these two things. First, I think we can have a good practice, and second, I'm looking forward to discover a country. I like to travel very much to discover the way people think, the way people move, and there is actually a lot of differences between continents and even between countries.
Great. I think you will enjoy and you will like the experience in Mexico. I'm
Hope so.
sure. I'm sure. Um, what we can expect from your seminar in terms of content? I mean, what are the main topics you will cover, and what kind of techniques and approaches you will share with the participants?
Well, I always come with a general idea, but nothing too fixed because wherever I go, there will be different level and different problems, difficulties that will arise, and I try to follow along. Like if I meet somebody for the first time, that kind of discussion. So maybe I may have some ideas of what I would like to ask the new person that I will meet, but not too defined. So for the big lines, one thing is I'm fond of the Li-I, Li truth, I harmony. So this is the transversality. So I base my teaching on principles. So I travel around the world, and I have people coming from many different schools of Aikido, but also from different martial arts. So if I go in and I say, okay, put your finger here, your feet is 30-degree, your spine is 20-degree, nobody is interested because they have some personal way of doing the technique. But the principle they can be applied. Everybody can integrate them in their own practice. So Liai, I use it, for example, very much between weapons and empty-handed. So with a sword, bokken or tanto, and empty-handed, how you can apply the same principle, how you can apply the same strategy. Of course, the distance change, the form may change a little, but by training, practicing the same things with different distance, different situation, then you can see the principle in a clearer way. One other thing is I like very much to work on body mechanic. If you see different teachers, like if you see Yamaguchi Sensei, there is a specific body technique. If you see Shoda Gozo, it's another body technique, body mechanic. If you see Saito Sensei, this is another body mechanic. So I like to pinpoint different ways, here again, different body mechanic way of using the body, and show the one that I choose at the end for myself, because, and I explain why I choose this and that.
Try to balance your teachings with beginners and expert martial artists. So will be very interesting. So as recognized martial artist, Leo Tamaki, what do you think Mexican participants can benefit most from your seminar and your style in this seminar?
Well, it would be presumptuous to go too deep in this, because as I've never been there, I don't know what the focus of the practice is for most Mexican practitioners and so on. What I can say is I am very much interested in the martial aspect of practice. So I always try to emphasize that effective Aikido is not the goal, but this is one step. And I don't like people who try to skip this step, because I think the first thing is that we are afraid. And first, we want to leave our fears. And first fear is fear for our integrity, physical integrity. And so having martial effectiveness here allows us to go another step, and we can leave this first fear behind us. Another thing is that when you use a serious martial context, then for me, Aikido is a way to develop your consciousness, inner and outer consciousness. But if we have just some choreographic move, I can go in hypnotic mode and it will work, because I know what you do, you know what I do, and I'm like this. So there is no development of our consciousness. If we go, we open the frame more and more, and we go for the martial effectiveness, we have to be here and now. So also, once again, breaking an arm, punching a face is by no means an ending goal for me, but I think it helps. This is just a martial effectiveness is just a support, but this is a support that in most of the country where I go, this is let on the side, and I think people who do Aikido, many are interesting by this thing. They don't find it, so either they leave Aikido, or because they still love Aikido, their friend, they settle, they say, oh, it's not here. Oh, that's okay. Let's keep partying. You know, it's like you go in a restaurant, you want to eat something special. It's not here, but you're with good friends. You say, okay, you're a bit disappointed, but you stay at the restaurant. You don't leave. So I hope I can bring to dinner this martial effectiveness that I think people are looking for. Even if it's not the main goal, I think they have some interest. Otherwise, they would have done Pilates or yoga or meditation. I think people who do Aikido don't want just to be effective. Otherwise, they do Krav Maga or something like this. But it's a part of their research, I think.
Okay. Do you have in the past some opportunity to practice with some Mexican martial artists? Not exactly Aikidoka, just Mexican martial artists?
Yeah. So I had a few occasions. So first one, the most incredible one is that I created an event that is called 24 Hour of the Samurai. So this event we had last year and this year, so 2 times. And for 24 hours non-stop, we practice. But we don't practice only Aikido. We have different martial arts. So we have MMA, karate, Penchak Silat, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, and so on. And the first one last year was in a city called Nantes. So this is a medium city of France. And one guy came, and he's a Mexican guy. He doesn't even speak French. I don't know how he ended there. I was busy with the event, so we just exchanged some words, happy. And this year we made the same event close to Paris. The guy was here again. I think he's a practitioner of MMA or something, and he enjoyed the first time, and he came again. I think his name is Omar. So Omar, if you're seeing this, kudos to you. And then there is one guy named Nicolas Ria Acevedo, and I think he's half Mexican, half French. And he probably knows Pascal Jaffet, and so I practiced with him a long time ago, and also with. So next, this is a French woman who came to Mexico for a few years and came back to France. So I have indirect.
It's great. Um, is there anything in particular that you would like to experience or learn about Mexican culture?
No, I really trust you and the people that I will meet. I am not a guy who is very fond of walking in the nature and forest. I like very much the city, and I actually watched some video of Mexico, and I was very surprised. How big it is, how at the same time you have a very old part and very, very modern part. I should say more modern than we have in Paris, even, I think. So yeah, I'm looking forward to experience this contrast, the intensity of the life there, the energy. Every Mexican people that I met, whether in martial art or other, were happy and very energetic. So I think it will be a good trip.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's very happy people and very energetic in their practice. So we will see. Um, about the participants, is there a specific age range um, who want to come to the seminar, or have some age restrictions or recommendations for individual interested in join us in the seminar?
Okay. So I teach for in seminar for almost 200 days a year, and I go about 15 countries, 6 continents. So if I count everything in a year, about 20% are from my school, of the students who come to seminar. About 20% are from different martial arts, karate, Krav Maga, MMA, and so on, and 60% from other styles of Aikido. So I'm very open to anything. I have students who come from very young, 12, 13, and some others who are very old, 80 and more. So, of course, men and women. I'm totally open, and one thing is that I always take the situation, the frame, where the person that we are facing is younger, stronger, and faster. So it's very important for me that the practice is based on principle where you don't need to be fast, you don't need to be strong, you don't need to be heavy. So in this sense, it's really open to anyone. You have some styles that are very gymnic, tonic, a lot of fancy ukemi. I don't do that. You have some styles who are very mainly grabby, very strong. uh, this is not me also. So you don't need to have 1 meter circumference of on your torso. Um, of course, I should say that at the same time, I try to take care of everyone. At the same time, I move with the group. I have the interest of everyone at heart. So sometimes some kids come, they're welcome. I have sometimes kids 7, 8, 9 year old, but I don't do anything specific for them. So I treat them as adults. So anybody who can focus can come. That's all.
Great. So some some people who practice karate or
I hope they
box
come.
or
I hope they come. This is one of the things that I am the most proud of is that people from other style come, but especially people from other martial arts. Um, Hey, I don't compare myself to him. But one thing is that we know that his practice had value because he attracted people from the sword practitioner, many people from karate, boxer, and everything. So when I see in my seminar people coming from other martial arts, I'm very proud because I think it shows that we share something that is of interest. We are not just playing some choreographic, game here. You attack me like that, and I will do this, and then you do this, and we do that. Okay, this is just some kids playing, so I don't like that. So if people come from other martial arts and they find interest and they come back, I'm very happy. And this is, well, usually the case wherever I go. So I hope it will be the case that some people from other style and other martial arts will come and join us for practice. And this is very good. I'm proud of this for myself. This is for my ego, but I think this is also very good for people who are doing Aikido for their own training. One thing that they can adapt, and also for their pride, because now Aikido has a bad reputation, and some people doing Aikido they're a bit ashamed, or when they discuss with some people doing BJJ, MMA, boxing, and then no, you have to show that you have a thing of interest, you have your own way, and it works.
it's great. About the terms of training equipment, um, will participants need to bring any specific weapons, or it's not necessary?
If people have Boken, great. If we only have one for two, we can do something. If we have less, we will not do Boken. So if they have Tonto, also good. It depends on the time we have, but usually I don't do so much Joe. I not that I don't respect the weapon. I do a bit of Joe, but I have an inclination for sword. But once again, most important thing, people come. If they have a Boken or a Tonto, all the better. But if they don't have, this is not a problem that should in no way limit them. They can, I prefer if they have a Dogi, Hakama. If they don't, it's okay. I don't care, once again. What I care is that people have an open mind, ability to focus, and the will to learn. That's all.
Okay, it's great because usually people in Mexico they never bring weapons. Only if we ask in the flyer, if we ask, come with your Boken, they will be. So
Yeah, if they have it, good. If they don't, that's okay. I will just show some moves with somebody, and then we go empty hand. That's really not a problem. I think Aikido is everything is about adaptation. So if there are 5 people for the class or 200 people, if we are in a very small dojo, large dojo, cold, hot, weapon, no weapon, we will have a good class anyway.
it's great. And finally, do you have any message or advice for Mexican martial artists who are considering attending to the seminar?
Uh, don't drink too much the previous day. No, this is not. Also, I like martial efficiency. Uh, there are almost never anybody injured. I'm here to show, explain. I like people to feel free to ask me any question when they think something is strange, something is like this. So they feel free to do so because on the place where I go for the first time or I go once a year, the most important thing is that I give clear information so that people can use it to practice. So if they have some question where they didn't find answer with other style, please bring your question and I will do my best to give my answer, which is not the right answer, but it's also something very important for me. When I don't know, I say I don't know, but that the student feel free to ask question, and I always try to answer them. So I cannot practice for the people, but if I give them clear information, they can progress faster. And this is my goal. So any question, don't keep it to yourself and say, "Oh, he's doing this. It's strange. I don't understand why he is doing this." Uh, Bring your question. Ask me, "This is strange," or I learned another way. What is the advantage? What is this and that? So they can, maybe if they watch one or two videos before coming, they will see, and they may think, okay, why is he doing that? And I'll try to give a clear answer. So it doesn't mean that this is something that they will adopt, but they will understand that what is the meaning of this different way of doing things.
Great, it's great. And some people ask if they can recording some parts of the seminar, if it's okay for you.
Yeah, it's no problem for me. At first, sometimes I thought, oh, people are not asking for authorization to do this and that. If they want to publish, usually I appreciate if they show me before publishing because maybe I do something strange or I miss a move, I don't know. But I think we are at an era now. You have to accept that privacy is something very different from 30 years ago. 30 years ago, the teacher, if somebody was recording, he said, stop, and he will just finish. Now, I've been to some countries, people had their phone on their doggy,
Yeah,
So they practice when I show movement, they take their phone like this, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, so, no, no problem, no problem.
Okay, okay. I think the same. It's strange. Be with your phone in the practice. It's not so great for me, but people it can be free to to use it, right?
As for myself, I think when we do this, we lose something. There's always, if a teacher is a bit famous, I'm a bit famous, there are some video of me practicing, you can see them. But when every year I go in Japan to see some masters, and I try to feel what they're doing, not only see, but feel. So seeing if I use my phone and I do this, I only see. I cannot feel from this, even they are here. But this makes cut from the contact. So I'm sorry for the people who are not aware of this. I think the most important, better than things that you have direct connection. Maybe it's your mirror neurons, or I don't know. But I felt that some people say, what's the arm, what's the feet, what's the spine, what's this or that. I think everything is important. Watch everything, but most important, feel. Like you're in the body of the guy who receives the technique, you're in the body of the guy doing the technique, and that's the best way, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Well, Leo, we can't wait to practice with you. We are so excited to see you here in Mexico first time, and just we appreciate you accept our invitation to come, and we can wait. That's all.
Thank you for all your effort, Roger, for Aikido and this seminar in particular. I'm very grateful.
See you in September.
See you in September. Take care.